What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Mel Torme, and we're returning to the Mel Torme in Hollywood release. Thank you again to Kim for this very special and unique edition. And we're up to a tune called Moonlight in Vermont, which apparently was written by Swissdorf, and Blackburn, so not written by Mel himself. And it is noted here, one of, I think, 5 or 6 tracks on this release that were previously unreleased performances. So yeah, Moonlight in Vermont, it's very specific. It does give us a visual and atmospheric backdrop, but I don't know if there is any cultural or locally significant connotations here because I have never myself been to the Green Mountain State. So yes, I do wonder whether it is just essentially a visual and atmospheric reference, or whether there is more narrow and particular meaning in the phrase. Let's see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Mel Torme and a performance of Moonlight in Vermont from the Mel Torme in Hollywood collection.
Pennies in a stream, falling leaves, the sycamore, moonlight in Vermont. I see finger waves, ski trails on the mountainside, snowlight in Vermont, telegraph cables that sing down the highway, travel each bend in the road, people who live in this romantic setting are so hypnotized by the lovely evening summer breeze, warbling of a meadow moonlight in Vermont. You and I and moonlight in Vermont.
Someone was really jumping the gun there with the applause. There was a moment early on, too, where I swear I heard like a knife or a fork being put down on a plate. But, okay, so right until the end, I was going to say, actually, it feels like it's less about him being with someone and more about appreciating his surroundings and at different times of the year. I mean, he's talking about a summer breeze in the evening, but also snow trails on the mountains and, you know, this sort of wintry kind of view. And he's talking, again, about daytime, but also nighttime, moonlight in Vermont. And I will say, this is an odd sideways reference, but I've been playing a 90s video game called Road Rash 2, which is a racing game on motorcycles. One of the courses on every level is in Vermont. So when he talks about the bending roads or the bending highways of Vermont and the telegraph cables on the sides of the roads, it does make me have cold sweats when it comes to crashing my motorcycle in those races. Nevertheless, yeah, it's like talking about the environment and, you know, the warbling of the, what type of bird was it? The warbling of the, oh, I can't remember what type of bird it was. But yes, it's very, like, the sights and sounds and tranquil beauty and, you know, the people that live here, you know, they have a lovely environment in which to live and work and spend their lives. And then right at the end, he does say, You and Me, or was it Me and You? I forget. But here in Vermont, under the moonlight in Vermont. So in the end, it was what I expected in advance, but that seemed to be less of a central focus than simply describing this beautiful romantic little setting. So yeah, a very subtle tune. Again, a bit of piano, a bit of I think clarinet, which has been in a lot of the tunes, and of course Mel's voice. Which like there's a couple moments here where he's just so smooth. He's like singing slowly, and in some places just about a cappella, which your voice is in the bright light of the center stage, and yet he's just so graceful, and he can drop down low in a way that's very sudden, but not make it seem gimmicky. So yeah, it's a very soft and mellow performance of a lightly arranged tune, but which gives you a very visual sense of where you are, even if, again, you've never been to the Green Mountain State like I haven't. But yeah, looking forward to more, and as I said, there's at least a couple more. Yeah, I think there's 2 more tracks on here that have never, or were never released prior, or the performances here were never released prior to this compilation. But the next time we come back will be Bernie's tune. So we'll see what Bernie's tune is all about. Let me know. Thank you again to Kim, and I will see you next time. Peace.